What happens when you keep ignoring God's voice? You think it's just a bad week, but what if it's God trying to get your attention and you're too distracted to notice? When everything familiar starts to fall apart, relationships break, plans collapse, peace disappears, it's not always the devil. Sometimes it's divine disruption. God has a history of shaking things up to speak to his people. Ask Jonah, who tried to run and ended up in a storm, in the sea, and then in the belly of a fish before surrendering. Jonah 1. One of the first signs God is calling you deeper is divine discomfort. When the things that used to satisfy you start to feel empty, when church becomes routine, when success still leaves you feeling hollow, that's not depression. It's a holy agitation meant to stir your spirit back to Him. Then comes the unusual silence, and it feels like heaven has gone quiet. Your prayers hit a wall, and your usual spiritual rhythms feel dry. This silence isn't absence, it's an invitation. Just like Elijah didn't hear God in the wind, the earthquake, or the fire, but in a still small voice. 1 Kings 19 verse 12. If you've been craving noise but avoiding stillness, you may be missing Him right where He's whispering. Another sign. Uncommon patterns and repetition. When a specific verse, message, or theme keeps following you, from sermons to conversations to things you scroll past, and you chalk it up to coincidence. But God doesn't repeat Himself for nothing. He speaks in patterns to persistent people. Pay attention. Then there's restlessness in your spirit, a warning that where you are is not where you're supposed to stay. Like Abraham being told to leave his country without knowing where he was going, Genesis 12 verse 1. God will often disturb your comfort to position you for purpose. You don't have peace because you weren't meant to settle there. And lastly, divine delays. When doors you expected to open stay shut, when timing feels cruel, when others get what you prayed for, and you feel overlooked. But remember, even Lazarus had to die so the glory of God could be revealed in the delay. John 11 verse 4. If it's taking longer, it's because God is trying to show you something bigger than the thing you're waiting for. These signs aren't punishments, they're spiritual signals. God won't always shout to get your attention. Sometimes He'll strip things away, stir your soul, or send silence to awaken you. The real question is, will you respond, or will you keep hitting snooze on a divine alarm?